check. Mic check. Can I get a thumbs up? Mic check. Oh, how about camera check? How about cropping check? How about everything check? Good Lord. What's up, everybody? GrimmGreen back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again here for another Tuesday Bro Tuesday. We're gonna do what we always do here on Tuesday Bro Tuesday, and that's talk about the freaking news as it relates to vaping, tobacco harm reduction, tobacco control, nicotine, things like this. The Surgeon General, Stanton Glantz, the World Health Organization. I got a lot of stuff planned for today, and the problem with planning a lot of stuff for today is I never get through it. On Tuesday Bro Tuesday, I always have like probably 12 to 13 different just little news articles and things and tidbits and stuff that I wanted to, that I want to get out there, that I want to communicate to you guys. But I never managed to get to them. I never managed to get to them because we always focus. We always spend so much time on like one thing. I don't know. That's just the way Tuesday Bro Tuesday goes, So we're going to get to what we can get to, and the things we can't get to, we'll get to them eventually, right? I feel like that's just good life advice. Get to what you can get to today, and the things you can't get to, you get to tomorrow. Feels pretty good. David, welcome. Legion Vape sent you here. Appreciate that, Legion Vapes. Let's send some more. send some more people over here. I appreciate that. Hope everything's looking okay and sounding okay. Exactly, Thomas Crow. Thank you for being my one of my few moderators in the chat today. Respect the moderators. I think I saw the lovely Angela Garrity here today, as well as Thomas Crow's here, as Thomas Crow explains it. Tuesday Bro Tuesday, aka Rage Day. You love the flannel, Duggar? Thank you. I was inspired by one of my patrons, Disco Potato, who just recently ordered the Gridlock as well and got it, and she was rocking it. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to rock the Gridlock too because I love this. This is my favorite Dixon. Steven Rodriguez in chat asking, hi, GrimmGreen, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty well, Steven. I'm doing pretty well. It's been a rough week. I've been in a real weird mood. I've been in a real weird place. Things are affecting me in ways that I didn't think they would. This quarantine is affecting me in ways that I didn't think it would. We just got news today that LA County, that's where I live, Los Angeles, California, out here on the left coast, that we're going to be sheltering in place through the end of July. So that's, we got the rest of May. And then we got all of June that I'll be sheltering in place. And we have all of July that will be sheltering in place. In fact, I hope you guys can pick up on the sarcasm here. Our wonderful governor, Gavin Newsom, he wants $1 trillion from the federal government. And he wants us to shelter in place until July, maybe into August. Maybe into August. I don't really even want to think about that. This quarantine, this sheltering in place is changing so much of our daily lives, like changing so much of what we used to consider to be like normal. We have a new normal now. And it's just, I know, it sucks, AKA Threads. Thank you. End of July. That means summer in quarantine. That means 4th of July in quarantine. That means no hanging out with your friends at the beach, by the swimming pool, barbecuing. None of that. It's all being ripped away. You got to go to sleep oil? All right. All right, Midnight Oil. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate that. Before you leave, you probably already left because of the delay. I'm working on one of the vlogs coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm getting some wild hairs up my asses, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff. So I think in one of the vlogs coming up in the future weeks, it's going to be a UK time zone vlog. We're going to do it in a UK time zone so that it can be afternoon in the UK, and UK gets to watch the vlog in the afternoon for once. I think that's what we're going to do. When do the riots start in California? I want to come. You know, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to. I'm not going to be rioting. I don't want people rioting. July, man. July. So I'm doing okay. I am on a personal note because there's no reason for me to be nothing but honest with you guys. I've been struggling a little bit. You know, I've been down. I've been not sleeping. I've been waking up at all hours of the night. Sometimes I just wake up and I'm already like gently sobbing, and I wake my wife up and I have to like talk to her, and I'm like, and like I feel defeated a lot of the times these days. And so I'm going to a therapist now. I'm going to a therapist. Our first session is going to be today, and I'm really very much looking forward to it. This is very much going to be one of those instances of, you know, that meme where there's like a glass cabinet and then there's just a bunch of glass bowls stuck behind it, and then the reason you don't open the cabinet is because all the glass bowls are going to fall out on you? That's how therapy is going to go for me. I'm pretty sure that's how therapy is going to go for me. I've been feeling weird for a while, and this is something that I just need to do, and I want to do it, you know, to better myself, to better my content, to better the world. And let me fill up my RTA real quick right here. But on a personal note, that's kind of what's been going on with old GrimmGreen over here. I've been really struggling, man. I've been really struggling, you guys. It's been weird. And I hope to talk about it a little bit later on. In the title of this Tuesday Bro Tuesday, it should say, let's get mad at the World Health Organization, which we're definitely going to do. It should say we're going to get mad at Stanton Glantz because of the World Health Organization. We're going to get mad at Stanton Glantz. And then Instagram and social media as well. I wanted to talk about Instagram and social media, the pressures and bullshit that is involved with being on social media. It's fake. I just want you guys to know all of social media is fake. Instagram is just a bunch of bullshit. It's all fake. None of it's real. None of it's real. None of it's genuine. All of it's hogwash. All of it's hogwash. And so I'm hoping to be able to get to that. I got a great thing from Reddit that I wanted to read, as well as a little bit of a rant about, a rant about social media, YouTube, this whole stupid influencer nonsense. Type 2 RTA updates, British Eyes. All right, well, here's a Type 2 RTA update. I got it sitting on top of my BMI Touch, just filled it up. In fact, I just built and wicked this today. M-Turk sent me some special coils. Hang on. He sent me some coils in a package that just said, bangers. Oh, can you read that? Bangers for RTA. He whipped me up some special coils just for this RTA, and it's banging. They are bangers. Yes. If the first one, I appreciate that, Duncan. Yeah, you know, I've never gone to therapy. I've never really opened up to a stranger like that. It's going to be really interesting. You know, I got a lot on my mind. I'm a complicated man. And yes, self-care is of the utmost importance. Jason got a super chat. Very gracious of you. I feel for you, bro. I hope your therapy works. I do too, you know, and even at the very base level, at least getting to talk to someone, I feel like is going to help clear out some of this fog, you know, clear out some of these like horrible feelings I've been having, like horrible feelings and just horribleness. I appreciate you, Silent Drive, enjoying my hogwash, but it is Instagram, social media. It's all crap. It's all crap. All crap. I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you very much. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to better myself. Every day is a struggle to just be a better person. You want to be a better person than you were the day before. And that's just the train that I've been riding. I just want to be a better person tomorrow than I am today. And I want to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Hope that makes sense. So let's talk about a few things that I wanted to mention kind of off the top here that are very, very news related as far as it pertains to the vaping world. Now, we know that we're getting a flavor ban. We know that we're getting a flavor ban in New York, right? Where are my New York vapors at? Any New York, Jersey, East Coast vapors here? Anybody? Yeah. Flavor ban's happening in New York. It just is. For some reason, during a pandemic, Governor Cuomo, who is a complete and total, crazy person, just drunk on crazy Cuomo power, thought it would be a good idea to, ban flavored vapor products right in the middle of a pandemic. Great. Pandemics do not stop political opportunists from shoehorning their agenda through, regardless of if you're sheltered in place or not. So real quickly, first thing out of the gate, I wasn't going to do a lot of story time with GrimmGreen today. That's something I used to do a lot on Tuesday Bro Tuesday, but there's 2 articles that I just have to read. I just have to because they are so good. They are so spectacularly fantastic. Yeah, Martin, there you go. Romian, Syracuse, Green Eyes in Massachusetts, Matty J's in Jersey, yeah. Brooklyn, Buffalo, yeah. Cuomo, I would be shocked. Yeah, hey, California supports New York vapors too. And look, maybe I shouldn't broadcast this out there. If you guys need anything, recoilrda.com. Damn the man, recoilrda.com, okay? I said this many, many years ago that if and when vaping were ever banned, that I would gladly step into the role as the Pablo Escobar of vaping. RecoilRDA.com. RecoilRDA.com. But shit, I got some of Sifu's Peach Among Worlds in my amazing RTA. So today's going to be a pretty good day. Be a pretty good day. So the first thing I wanted to read actually is Neil's super chat here. I appreciate that, Neil. If you need anything, dude, I think I speak for not just the Yo-Yo Cool Kids, but everyone here. Just let us know and we'll help in any way we can. We got you. Neil, stop making me emotional. Thank you. Just you saying that truly, truly means a lot to me. And that goes a really long way. Sometimes when you're an influencer, which I'm not that. Don't call me that. I don't want to be that. But when you're this person that's on the internet and all you do is internet and your YouTube videos and your Instagram videos and you only know people through a screen, regardless of how popular you are, and it's never about popularity, and regardless of how many views you're getting, and it's really never about views, you feel really, really lonely. You just feel really isolated because it's cool now because I get to hang out with you guys and we get to talk about vaping. We get to talk shop. We get to talk about news. We get to rant about Cuomo. We kind of get to be in this little fun thing together. And then as soon as I hit end stream, it's just me sitting in my room with a bunch of lights on by myself. And that does weird things to my brain. That does weird things to my brain. The Martian, men don't cry. No, that's part of the problem right there. Men do cry. Men should cry. One thing, and I didn't even mean to rant about this, but I guess this is the road we're going down now. We're talking about self-care instead of the World Health Organization. The one thing that has annoyed me my entire life is even when you're like a 10-year-old little kid, you're just a 10, 11-year-old little boy, and you're hurt or you're sad and you feel your emotions and you might cry, and people tell you, man up. Just man up. Be a man. Be a man. Don't man up. You're essentially telling, ignore your emotions, ignore your feelings, ignore the very thing that makes you human. That's fucked up to tell to a little kid. So don't man up. Don't be a man. If you're sad, you fucking cry. Okay? If you're hurt, you cry. We should be embracing emotions. These are the things that make us a human. You know, we should be embracing our emotions as much as you embrace being happy and laughing. You have to embrace your full range of emotions, and it's ridiculous to tell someone to man up. Don't cry, man up, be a man. How about you eat shit? How about that sentence has fucked with my head for a few years? Man up. Why don't you eat a dick? Sorry. Vaping Canadian, that's very gracious of you. Hi, Nick, it's me, Canadian man. First off, I miss you. Second, you look fantastic today. Third, can you tell for British eyes, I said hi. Okay, bye. Brian, thank you, bro. I love you. Appreciate that. Yes. Thank you for saying I look fantastic today. I appreciate that. It's a little feather in my cap. I appreciate that. John New, very gracious of you. Hey, Nick, if you're stuck inside until July, August, plenty of time to make a little Nick. Anyways, silver lining, bro. No. I'm not I am in no need of a little Nick. No desire. No desire at all. I'm having a hard enough time keeping my shit together right now. I'm having a hard enough time keeping my shit together right now. Very gracious of you. Let's do this one from Matt Sinister. Before I read this article, Matt Sinister, very gracious. Ann's Frank spent 2 years in an attic scared every day that someone was coming to kill her. We've spent 3 months at home with Netflix, food delivery, and video games. Aren't we just a bit spoiled? I mean, comparatively, yes. If you're comparing our current quarantine, COVID, shelter in place to, Nazi Germany, then yeah, definitely, we're definitely spoiled. But you can't do that. You can't, that's a false equivalency. You can't do that. I wouldn't be complaining and I wouldn't be on the internet if there were roving bands of Nazis hoping to kill me and I was hiding in an attic. That would be a completely different situation. The fact is, we live here in 2020 and this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Things could always be worse. Of course, things could always be worse, but that doesn't mean that things aren't bad right now. That's no reason to discount. That's kind of just the same way of saying, wow, the sadness you're feeling, that doesn't matter because think of Anne Frank. That's invalidating people's feelings, and that's not a thing. You don't know what people are going through or how they're dealing with stuff, Real men aren't afraid to show emotions? No, of course not. Fake men are, 100%. Fake men are. Let's read an article, you guys. We're going to rag on the World Health Organization, and we're going to rag on Governor Cuomo, just a little bit right here. I'm going to be reading from Newsday.com. I'm going to post the link here. Let me post this link in the chat right now. This will be in the description as well down below. In light of COVID-19, what does banning flavored vaping achieve? Hey, that is an excellent question. What does it achieve? The answer is nothing. The nation is focused on containing a virus of mass proportions and mitigating the disastrous economic consequences of lockdowns, which I could probably go on a little rant right here about the economic consequences of lockdowns, but I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. But that didn't stop Governor Andrew M. Cuomo from cheerily pushing forward his flavored vape ban in the state budget a few weeks ago in Albany. Yeah, he did it. It happened. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take a break from this article. We're going to read some more. We're going to read some more super chats. I didn't mean to come down on you like that, Matt Sinister. I love you, man. I appreciate you. We're just talking. We're just talking, bro. Rob, very gracious of you. Yep, real men. Light bearer. Nick, balances everything. The community is here for you, even though I have a question at the end of my name. Never doubt never doubt I and everyone here would do anything for you. You can talk to me anytime. I've got big shoulders, literally. Lightbearer, thank you. I really appreciate that. And this isn't, this is just all about self-care. Exactly, Angela Garrity, being in the moment. And this isn't like a pity party or a sympathy party or anything like that. Just trying to maintain, trying to keep my shit together, trying to be better tomorrow than I was the day before. That's what this is about. Nick, I feel for you, bro. Thank you very much, Maverick Gaming. I feel for you, bro. Stay strong. And if I need to cry, then let the water flow, bro. It's healthy for the soul and the mind to have a good cry. It is. It's crazy. I had a severe meltdown on Saturday night. Severe meltdown on Saturday night around 3 a.m. I got up to go to the bathroom and I couldn't fall back asleep, and it just broke me down in a way that I'd never experienced before. And it was severe. It was severe. Men don't cry, we water our beards. Yeah. There you go. What about the men that don't have beards? What about me that I can't grow a beard? All I can grow is this dorky goatee. I look like Michael Scott in season 4 of The Office, the very beginning. Remember when he grew a goatee? This and that, very gracious of you. Yeah, men don't cry. We water our beards. So that's really what it's about. And, I didn't want to take up the whole Tuesday, Bro Tuesday, but I've been in therapy since 1998. No shame in crying. I know. And that's good. And I'm hoping that this therapy will be really good for me. I've never really talked to someone, and I like the idea of talking to someone who's not me, who's not anyone I know, who can be objective about it. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now, back to Cuomo. We're going to regroup and get still angry at Governor Cuomo. So I would be shocked. If anybody here, I would be shocked if any of my subscribers or anybody viewing this right now would vote for Governor Cuomo again. I just don't see that happening. I would be shocked. If any vapor in California would vote for Governor Gavin Newsom again. I would be shocked. Sorry, Gavin. We're going to do our best. We're going to really do our best to not have you as our governor anymore, because you suck so bad, desperately bad. The nation is focused on containing a virus of mass proportions and mitigating the disastrous economic consequences of lockdowns. But that didn't stop Governor Andrew M. Cuomo from cheerily pushing forward his vape ban in the state budget passed a few weeks ago in Albany. This is Cuomo's September 2019 emergency ban on vaping flavors. So this is the holdover from EVALI. The flavor ban that's happening right now was started because of EVALI. So despite the fact that both FDA and CDC have since come out and said that, okay, EVALI, as it turns out, we're going to give ourselves an award for finally figuring this out. EVALI, as it turns out, had nothing to do with legal flavored nicotine vaping. Nothing to do with it. Did that stop Cuomo from pushing forward his flavor ban? Did Cuomo listen to the FDA or CDC? Did Cuomo listen to the science? Did Cuomo listen to anybody? Or did Cuomo simply hate vaping so much that he, come hell or high water, he is going to get this flavor ban through, and he's going to start it on the heels of EVALI, and even when that falls off the map, this flavor ban is still going to be making vapors and smokers in his state suffer. This followed Cuomo's 2019 emergency ban on vaping flavors, excluding tobacco and menthol, later struck down by the Supreme Court because the governor exceeded his authority. Now passed by the state legislature, this new measure prohibits the sale of tobacco and vaping products in pharmacies. You can't get it in a pharmacy, bans online sales outright, and restricts vape shops from selling any vaping liquid but tobacco flavor. It seems to me like the question that they needed an answer to was, How do we get New Yorkers smoking cigarettes again? How do we get that seems like the question posed. I feel like someone walked up to Cuomo and said, how do we get New Yorkers smoking cigarettes again? And he kind of said, well, let's see. We'll ban all the flavors except tobacco, right? Vape shops can't sell anything but tobacco flavors. You can't buy it anywhere. Like, we'll pull it from convenience stores, we'll pull it from pharmacies, and we'll also just ban all online sales. You think that'll do it? You think that'll get them smoking again? Hopefully, because of MSA money. Moreover, drug dealers, flavored vapes are the new hot products to sling on the street. At a time when New York hospitals are overburdened with coronavirus patients, is this really the time for a ban that effectively creates a novel black market for unregulated flavored vaping products? Demand for flavored vapes by responsible adults, the majority of whom are former smokers trying to consume nicotine in a less harmful way, may disappear from storefronts, but it'll easily be replaced and sourced by street dealers with a new customer base. The governor and his allies claim the measure was necessary. This is the best part. Oh, this is the best part. The governor and his allies claim that the measure was necessary to prevent teen vaping and lung illnesses. What? This flavor ban is necessary to prevent teen vaping and lung illnesses. Am I living in a crazy world? Didn't FDA and CDC already say that the lung illnesses had nothing to do with nicotine vaping? Then why are we pushing forward a flavor ban to prevent lung illnesses that have nothing to do with nicotine vaping? Welcome to Rage Sweat Tuesday. That's false on both accounts, demonstrably false on both accounts. Also considering the idea that we are in sheltering in place, we're in lockdown right now, right? We're in lockdown. How are teens still vaping? How? They can't be, right? They can't possibly be. There are large groups of children, from kindergarten to 12th grade, who are all being homeschooled right now, sheltering in place with their families. You mean to tell me they're somehow still vaping? If they are, that lies squarely on the parents' fault. Squarely on the parents' fault. If your kid is in your house 24/7, living, sheltering in place, can't quarantine, and they're still vaping, sorry parents, that's your fault. That has nothing to do with flavors or apparently blue and purple packaging that appeals to kids, because it's whatever colors apparently. Unbelievable. Squarely on the parents. Squarely on the parents. First, this measure punishes adult smokers who found alternative products to protect kids who seek out risky products, as they've always done. Mind you, the state hates flavored vapes, but won't dare touch alcohol or ice cream cones or alcoholic ice cream cones, and is considering legalizing cannabis in the next few months. The hypocrisy is blaring. Shops selling vapes to kids were already breaking the law but not getting penalized. Rather than outsourcing the product to the black market, where dealers don't ask for an ID, we should implement harsher penalties on shops that sell to underage kids. Simple. Holy crap. I'm going to read that again. Because I like it so much. Shops selling vapes to kids were already breaking the law but not getting penalized. Rather than outsourcing the product to the black market, where dealers don't ask for an ID, we should implement harsher penalties on shops that sell to underage kids. Simple. When it comes to lung illnesses caused by vaping, the CDC has repeatedly stated that this is the result of illegal vape cartridges containing THC, not nicotine. It's vitamin E acetate. It was vitamin E acetate. Even that is getting left off now. This is like banning Bud Light in hopes of tackling the running of moonshine. God, that is such a good analogy. Why is everybody better at analogies than I am? That's upsetting. It is. It's like banning Bud Light in hopes of tackling the running of moonshine. By banning nicotine vaping flavors, New York is inviting yet more bad actors to produce their own products beyond the purview of regulations and safety. Could we see a new wave of lung illnesses due to these bootleg products already found on the street? Perhaps the state would focus more on very real pandemic it is facing rather than trying to crack down on products that responsible adult users depend on to quit smoking. As of February, Cuomo was lauding his anti-vaping efforts as leading the nation in confronting this new and deadly epidemic. How the fuck does Cuomo get away with calling nicotine vaping deadly? There is not a deadly component to it. How does he get away with that? Little did he know he'd be consumed with a global pandemic of this magnitude just weeks later. If you want to uphold public health, we must continue to fight for legal production and sale of flavored vaping products. Boom, roasted. Link to that's in the chat. Link to that's going to be in the description. And that brings us past New York. Right back to a couple super chats. What I mean, I missed some super chats in here, and I apologize. Steve, oh, here we go. Steve, awesome. That's very gracious of you. Hey, Nick, I totally understand your position on isolation. Truth be told, I've been in isolation for a long time, and I agree. It does crazy things to your brain. It changes you to your core. Stay strong, Nick. Yo-yo. Thank you, Steven. Yo-yo back at you, my man. It does crazy things to your brain. It changes you to your core. I do believe that. New Wave Dave, love you, Nick. Sativa helps. I'm off the sauce right now, New Wave Dave. No shed time for me. No shed time for me for at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks. Dave Moore Jr., you too? Dave Moore Jr. in the super chat says, I dislike Cuomo every day. Yeah, I dislike him every day too. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I dislike him every day too. Had another super chat here again from New Wave Dave. We are all being silenced by big government. Yes, we're sheltering in place while they pass laws under our noses. Rage sweats initiated. No protests, no pushbacks. Yes. In fact, keep that in mind, New Wave Dave, when we talk about this next news item that I've got on deck. Grant, very gracious of you. Hey, Nick, I just want to say thank you for putting out videos lately. Started a new job and working a lot on my own. You have kept my sanity in check. Oh, well, I'll try my best, man. I mean, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm trying to put out a bunch more stuff, a bunch more edited videos. I've been having a lot more fun editing and stuff again lately. We got so much great stuff to talk about. That I can't not do. Can't not do it. The Ian Dublin Earl, very gracious of you. Men that cry aren't pansies. Women that get angry aren't bossy. We need to drop that archaic crap around emotions. We all need to care more. Nick, you are important and you matter to a lot of people. Thank you, Ian. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I completely agree with you. A little compassion and a little love goes a long way. A really long way. Even just a text message, even just that super chat earlier from Neil, it was just a nice little gesture, of kindness, really went a long way. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Ian. Tim J, the overreach of our F word politicians is out of control. Term limits, look at the science instead of your little agendas to all politicians. Man, Tim J, I completely agree with you. And that's one of the reasons that I'm really so upset with the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization is supposed to be a, non-biased, science-based organization. Are they that? Well, we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about this real quick as well. CASAA, Danielle Jones, shout out Danielle Jones. She brought this to my attention, and I'm going to put it in the chat right now. It's going to be in the description of this video as well. But this is a California call to action. was brought to my desk the same day that Governor Gavin Newsom announced that we're going to be sheltering in place through the end of July. That's bananas to me. That, again, in this time of quarantine, when we're all trying to be safe, wash our hands, keep our loved ones safe, shelter in place and flatten the curve, opportunistic politicians are still continuing to push their agenda through. And now they're trying to do it so that nobody can show up, so that nobody can protest, so that there can be no pushback. So let's talk about what's happening in California. This is SB 7. Is this going to show up? Can you guys see that? Nope. All right. Just give me one sec here. Okay. Is that it? Nope. That's, oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So this is, CASAA here, the call to action. This is SB 793. This would ban the sale of tobacco and vapor products and flavors other than tobacco. And this is just one of those things like, why the tobacco flavor? Why is that their default? I don't understand that default position. Wouldn't something that makes much more sense be unflavored? Doesn't that make much more sense to have it be unflavored rather than tobacco flavored? Because look, tobacco vapes, they're not all great. There's a few that I like, but the majority of them are bad and taste bad. Oh, the intro went again. Oh, that was fun. Well, at least you guys got to see the intro again. Tobaccos taste bad. They're not for everybody. And the chances of a smoker doesn't smoke because they love the taste of tobacco. Cigarette smokers don't smoke Winston's because they go, yeah, this tobacco flavor is the most authentic tobacco flavor that I've ever had, and that's why I smoke Winston's. They're not smoking for the flavor, you dumb. They're not smoking for the flavor. So why would you take a smoker and say, here, try to quit with this. It tastes like shit. Where is the success in that? Okay, so we're going to quit smoking today. We're going to be using vaping. New England Journal of Medicine showed that these are more than twice as effective as any NRT currently on the market. So if you're a smoker, here, have a vape. Oh, by the way, it tastes like shit, and you won't enjoy it. You'll hate it. You're going to hate it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to stick with it. They're going to pick it up and go, yeah, that does taste like shit. I'm going to have a cigarette. Good Lord. Flavors are going to be the hardest piece of the puzzle for anybody to understand because we get it. I get it. You guys get it. Flavors are critical. Even for me right now as a 11-year veteran of vaping, flavors are critical. If there's flavors I don't like, I won't vape them. I want to vape flavors that I like. That is the critical component. I was not able to switch until I got that damn root beer flavor. When I got root beer, everything changed. In fact, here, I'm going to grab some of Sifu's root beer in my giant-ass box mod. I'm going to vape some root beer in honor of the one flavor of vaping product that finally got me off of cigarettes, and that is a root beer flavor. Still just as good. Still reminds me of when I first started vaping. Flavors are going to be the hardest to communicate. So here we go. This is the CASAA call to action. Other than any flavors other than tobacco, right? This bill is scheduled for a public hearing that you can't go to because shelter in place. There's going to be a public hearing, but you can't attend it. That seems like the smarmiest shit I've ever heard of in my life. We're going to have a hearing, but you can't come. We're going to have, oh God, Siri's listening to me. Whoa. Siri just typed everything I just said into the toolbar on my Mac. That was the weirdest thing. I don't like it when Siri listens to me. Wednesday, May 13th, 9 a.m., Senate Committee on Health, streamed live at sen.ca.gov. You can watch the live stream, and you can have public comments via phone. And this I think could actually be maybe a good thing. What if we could get like hundreds of Californians to call? What if we could get hundreds and hundreds of public comments? What if we could get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of public comments in favor of not banning flavored vaping products? Do you think that would affect the outcome of this vote? I've never seen public comments affect the outcome of any vote ever, of any flavor ban hearing I've ever attended or seen streamed. Never. Never once. SB 793 goes one step further by prohibiting the sale of what it refers to as tobacco product flavor enhancers, which might be sold separately to be added by the consumer after purchase. Good on you, California. Closing all the loopholes. While the bill is obviously a ban on sales of flavors other than tobacco, the prohibition arguably extends to DIY flavors as well. DIY flavors as well. Oh, God. Where'd my camera go, Rick? Oh. All right. See, I kind of knew it was going to happen. Let me check one thing. Oh, yeah. Battery's exhausted. Okay. Well, welcome back to Tuesday Bro Tuesday via Crap Cam McGarbage Cam, and that's okay. We're just gonna keep this party going just like this. I messed up. Okay, I messed up my camera. I accidentally left it on all night, and I tried to charge it this morning, and it got a little bit of a charge, and then it just died again. And I kind of knew that was going to happen. I was hoping it would stay alive the whole time, but it didn't. So here we are. We're here with Crap Cam McGarbage Cam again, and that's okay. You know, that's what we do. Oh, it's labeled as Alex over here. Oh, that's interesting. That's when I had Alex on the show. Okay, well there you go. So, could extend to DIY. The language in there makes it seem like it could be very much DIY. What I think they're trying to do is close the loophole that they see in other places, and probably places like the United Kingdom, where you have things like flavor shots and what was the company that was doing it? Who's the people that do Surf Satisfying? That company. They rolled out short fills all over the United States. There's short fills, you can find them. This is the loophole, I think, maybe more so than going after DIY. I think this is the loophole they're trying to close. So you can't go into a vape shop and buy an unflavored nicotine product, like an unflavored bottle of nicotine, and then buy just a bottle of flavoring to add to it. Something that the consumer does afterward, according to this, also prohibited. Also prohibited. Legion Vapes, I do have a power supply for my camera. I'll try it again. I'm going to try it again, maybe in like 20 minutes or so, to see if it's charged at all. It's plugged in right now. I thought it would run off of the power, but, that was lofty thinking. That I thought it would be able to run off the power for that long. Well, hell yeah, root beer. So, like I said, I'm going to have a link in the chat to that, and as well as the description to that. Los Angeles County call to action. A flavor ban's happening. A flavor ban's coming. I would love to be able to stop this, and I hate to sound like I hate to sound defeated. But I really would love to put an end to this flavor ban in California. And I would really love to put end to this flavor ban in California while we're in quarantine. Like if we could somehow get enough numbers to call in or to email, it would be incredible. It would be incredible. Could you imagine if we were watching this live stream on Wednesday, May 13th at 9 a.m. and it just kept going for like 5 hours because they're just publicly reading all of these vapors' comments? I would love to put a stop to this I just feel so defeated right now. Just feel so defeated right now. Dang. I wish I didn't, but I do. Wish I didn't, but I do. So let's switch gears. Let's switch gears just a little bit. Before we get to the World Health Organization here, let me get caught up on some of these super chats that I missed. How many did I miss there? I left off with Tim J. Appreciate you, Tim J. Ranger Rusty, is there any way to look into how much money Cuomo receives from tobacco lobbyists? Yes, there is. You can. It's supposed to be all publicly available. I mean, you could file a Freedom of Information Act as well, but it is supposed to be all publicly available. And there is a website, Gov Tracker. It's something along those lines. I can't remember the name of it, but it will show you who contributes to what. And the problem is it's not really very super specific because sometimes it comes from, if money comes from the Robert Wood Foundation, you kind of go, oh, well, the Robert Wood Foundation, that's Johnson & Johnson, that's Big Pharma, right? So you kind of have to go down the rabbit hole a little bit when you're doing things like that. But you can definitely go look and see how much money Cuomo has received from tobacco lobbyists. In fact, one of the really easy things you can go and do online is see how much MSA money the state of New York has received from big tobacco based on cigarette sales in the state of New York. You can do that for any state. California, Massachusetts is another big one. Michigan's another big one. Washington's another big one. And New Jersey's another big one. It's not surprising that when EVALI happened, the first states to try to roll out flavor bans were the ones that get the most money from the master settlement agreement from big tobacco based on cigarette sales in the state. Not shocking at all. Not shocking at all to me. Had another super chat in here. British Eyes. What are you doing, man? Hey, current smoker, ever eaten a wet cigarette? Well, then you'll just love this tobacco vape flavor. Oh, heavy sarcasm. Yeah. That's kind of what it sounds like. It's kind of what it sounds like to me. Here, try this. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. It's not going to work. Just go. In fact, don't even try this. Just smoke. It feels like they're not even giving them an option. It feels like, you could try this. I've heard maybe it works, but you're not going to like it. Do you even want it? You don't even want it. That's fine. Just go. Yeah, cigarettes. Still available. Go. Yeah, 7-Eleven right there. Cigarettes. Go get them. These, you can't get anywhere in the state. But cigarettes, you're right over there. Right over there. Right over there, buddy boy. Advocate for Liberty says it's like a 3 a.m. vote on a budget ban that that shows no yes votes where most senators are there later on in years. 100%. They do that all the time. California's done that in the past. Don't we remember what was the big SB in California like a few years ago? SB 140? SB 140, they couldn't get SB 140 through. And so, no, maybe it wasn't SB 140. It was some SB in the state of California. They couldn't get it through. And so they eventually in Sacramento, they're just like, fuck this, had a closed doors meeting, didn't allow the public and just passed it. It was just like, nope, we're tired of doing it with it, with the public involved. We're just going to close door meeting and just pass the thing. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy unbelievable. When you think of all of the things that are happening behind closed doors and in secret meetings, it's unreal. It's unreal what happens. Matt Sinister, very gracious of you. I'm only playing devil's advocate because remember, Nick, I'm a heel. Ooh, you are a good heel, Matt. Can I be your face? I'll be your face. You be the heel. Let's have the rivalry. Matt Sinister, I noticed you've been in the locker room talking a lot of shit lately. I'm saying to appreciate what you have because it can be gone tomorrow. Yes, truer words have never been spoken. I would also like to power bomb that Ken doll Gavin Newsom. I can't believe Gavin Newsom. I cannot believe the gall of Gavin Newsom. Crash the phone lines, exactly. Can we crash the phone lines? Or would that be a detriment to us? I don't know. I'd like to crash the phone lines. Oops, who did I pass? Sorry, I passed someone here. Oh, Joseph, very gracious of you. California politicians are corrupt as shit. I still love my state, but our politicians suck. Sorry, Nick, ranting. Joseph, rant away. That's kind of what Tuesday Pro Tuesday is for. We rant and we get angry in like a healthy way, in like a, let's get mad, but fucking maybe let's do something about it too. I want more than just the echoing chamber that is the Tuesday Bro Tuesday to notice this corruption and to notice this hogwash that's going on. And I'm in the same boat, Joseph. I love my state, man. I love California. I was born here. California is awesome. It just happens to be run by people that I would like Matt Sinister to powerbomb. That's how it is. It's just how it is. Neil, very gracious of you, sent you a merch idea. All right. I'm on the lookout, Neil. I appreciate that. Paul, very gracious of you. Hey, Nick, how are you doing, bro? Shout out from Brisbane, Australia. Need to get that live going with Bogan. Make for a sick live chat. Yeah, I hit up Bogan. I just want everybody to know I hit up Bogan. I'm still trying to work out some of the details as far as how we go about doing this. I don't know how we're going to do this. I still don't know how we're going to do this. Bogan's in Australia and I'm in California. He's 19 hours ahead of me. So that leaves us small windows to be able to do this. I want to stream it on both our YouTubes at the same time. I think that would be kick-ass. I'd like to have like the Discord chat going as well for people. I think it would be cool. I'm just trying to on top of everything that's going on, I'm trying to work out like the technical default, the technical details of trying to get a stream with Bogan going, but I'm on board. I miss Bogan. We had a great time in New Zealand, and there was a few days, it was just me and Bogan, and we got to hang out, and I really like that. I really liked that. Really, really very much like that. Crash the phone lines, Barbara. Crash the phone lines and then send a post about it and say we crashed the phone lines because we were trying to call in about this issue. I like that idea. Who wants to crash the phone lines on Monday? Monday, May 13th. Who's in? You want to crash some Los Angeles phone lines? Some Los Angeles County public Senate Committee on Health? Yeah, let's crash some phone lines. Look, I'm on board. I'm on board with crashing some phone lines. So I kind of wanted to talk about the World Health Organization a little bit, if I could. Should we rag on Gavin Newsom a little bit? Okay, let's rag on Gavin Newsom just a little bit. So Gavin Newsom is terrible, spineless, coward, weird, government-loving, power-loving a-hole. That's how I would describe him. California is asking the federal government for $1 trillion. That is the most California shit I've ever heard in my life. We are one of the wealthiest states in the republic. There was times like years ago when California was talking about, I'm looking at the wrong camera again. Son of a bitch. I keep looking over here and I don't mean to. I need to look up here. I forgot. I'm sorry. California was talking about like seceding from the nation. Like California is such a great and rich and powerful state, so full of business and industry and opportunity that we could become our own damn country. And we're just going to secede from the nation. There was talk of that. Fast forward a few years, and now the state's been so poorly governed and so poorly mismanaged that we need $1 trillion from the White House. $1 trillion. For what? What's it going to be used for? Public health. Oh, it's for public health. Gavin Newsom, $1 trillion for public health. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong about this, but correct me if I'm wrong. In 2016 and 2017, wasn't it? I think it was right around then. 2016, 2017. Didn't the state of California, didn't the Department of Public Health California spend like $70 million plus on anti-vaping campaigns? Maybe it's a spending issue, Gavin. Maybe it's a spending issue. $70 million plus on anti-vaping campaigns in California, and now we're turning around and going, maybe we shouldn't have spent that $70 million on all those anti-vaping campaigns. Who knew that a pandemic was coming? Like we thought we were going to be fine. But now we need $1 trillion. Can we have $1 trillion? Can we have $1 trillion? Okay, unbelievable. Battery Mooch is here. Is Mooch here? Is Battery Mooch here? Battery Mooch. Thank you, Battery Mooch. You know, I've been a patron. I want to send a special message to Battery Mooch right now. I love you, Battery Mooch. I've been a patron of Battery Mooch since the day he started his Patreon, and I will never not be a patron of Battery Mooch. I don't take part in any of the perks that you offer. I mean, I watch your videos, but I don't take part in any of the perks that you offer. I simply am a patron of Battery Mooch because I want Battery Mooch to be able to keep doing what Battery Mooch does. Battery Mooch has been just one of the most wonderful people in the community. He took it upon himself to be the battery guy. You know, within the vape industry, within the vape community, we've never had the battery guy. Who's the battery guy? Mooch. Ask anybody in the community. Who's the battery guy? Fucking Mooch is. And I just want Mooch to be able to keep being Mooch and to be able to keep putting good information out there, to be able to keep testing batteries, and to be able to keep us all a little bit safer. I appreciate you, Mooch. I appreciate you, man. He is essential. Mooch is an essential worker. Mooch is an essential worker. Awesome. Awesome, Mooch. Well done. Let's see how this affects it. Yeah. That's fine. Here's what we can do. Watch this. Ready? Yeah. Stay hydrated. Hydro homies. Let's see if this works. There it goes. Well, right on. All right. Let's make me way bigger. 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 All right, that's too big. I don't know why you guys let me get away with shit like that. So let's talk about the World Health Organization a little bit. Anybody want to talk? Absolutely, Battery Mooch. My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. Mooch rules. Mooch rules. Mooch rules. Barbara, my cousin, says, my mom said Gavin was a Ken doll a few times we met him. Yeah. He's a Ken doll that hopefully Matt Sinister is going to power bomb. We're going to be doing some Gavin Newsom power bombs. I just want to make an animation of that. I'm going to make a cartoon just to appease this of Matt Sinister, my patron Matt Sinister, the heel, just power bombing Gavin Newsom. But see, that would be your face turn, bro. You know that would be your face turn. The crowd would go crazy. Huge pop. And you don't even need to mention the name of the town you're in. So let's talk about the World Health Organization a little bit. You want to talk about the World Health Organization a little bit? Because I'd like to talk about the World Health Organization a little bit. That's what we read before. Okay, come on. What's happening? Why can't I find the article that I ever want to find? Ah, yes. Here we go. Welcome to the World Health Organization. Why is my Stream Deck dead? That's great. I like it when things are broken and don't work. That's always the awesomest. Oh, now it's working. Now let's go back to this. So we're going to talk about the World Health Organization. This was a recent tweet from the World Health Organization. Can everybody see that okay? Using tobacco products can increase your chance of getting COVID-19. Despite the science that's out there right now that says that smokers are drastically underrepresented in COVID hospitalized patients, drastically underrepresented, the World Health Organization takes it upon themselves to just make shit up. We'll just tell people stuff. It's cool. Using tobacco products can increase your chance of getting COVID-19. Why? Here's the reasons. Bringing your hands to your mouth. They used cute little emojis because that's what you want. You know, that's what I like to see in a big health in a big health organization. I love seeing emojis. Bringing your hands to your mouth can transfer the virus into your body. So that is what they're saying. That's why you should quit smoking, because if you're smoking a cigarette, bringing your hands to your mouth, COVID, it'll just inject COVID into your mouth, right? And that's not entirely true at all, because if I'm sitting at home in my house and I'm sheltering in place and I'm just smoking cigarettes or the devil's lettuce or vaping or whatever, I'm already in quarantine. I don't wear a mask and rubber gloves at home. This area is disinfected. So, shut up, World Health Organization. Sharing tobacco products can transmit the virus between people. Sharing tobacco products can transmit the virus between people. Now that is mostly true. I mean, I would say that's 100% true. If I'm smoking a cigarette or if I'm vaping this and I'm getting my big jammers all over it, like Jay Hay says, all over it, my big jammies, and then I give it to you and you put it in your mouth and you do the same thing, then yeah, of course that's going to transmit the virus. But that's not exclusive to vaping. A drinking straw would do the same thing. But the World Health Organization isn't on Twitter telling people to abstain from sodas because bringing a soda can to your mouth will, increase the chance of you getting COVID, or sharing a soda with your friend will increase the chances of getting COVID. So there's no time like the present to stop drinking soda. It's ridiculous. It's not exclusive to anything. That's just common sense. That's what we call a straw man. That's what we call the straw man argument. Tobacco weakens your respiratory system, making you more vulnerable to the virus. Now, again, this is where subtlety and nuance of the discussion really matter very much. Tobacco, which the World Health Organization, when they say tobacco, they mean vaping and tobacco and chewing tobacco and snus and anything that has nicotine in it is a tobacco product. Tobacco weakens your respiratory system, making you more vulnerable to the virus. The only problem is there's literally no evidence that shows that. Smokers are underrepresented, right? Underrepresented in hospitalized COVID patients. So much so that now the UK is getting on board, but previously it was just France. They're running clinical trials on nicotine replacement therapies so that, they've noticed this trend of smokers being underrepresented. And so they're thinking, well, it's probably not smoking. Maybe it's the nicotine. So they're testing NRTs, nicotine replacement therapies, as a way to keep people from contracting COVID. And this statement that says, tobacco weakens your respiratory system, making you more vulnerable to the virus, they kind of mean vaping, but they don't say that. They just say tobacco. And really what they should be saying is combustible tobacco weakens your respiratory system. Tobacco itself doesn't. If I pick up a cigarette and I'm just holding it, it's not weakening my respiratory system. The act of combusting it is what weakens your respiratory system. What you do with the tobacco matters. If you were to vaporize it, it would be a whole other story. But that's that's some nuance to this that the World Health Organization is just not, it's just not on board with. Smoking damages your lungs and other parts of your body and makes it more vulnerable to COVID-19 infection. The time is right to quit smoking for a safer and better health. Smoking damages your lungs and other parts of your body. That statement is true, and makes you more vulnerable to COVID-19 infection. That statement is demonstrably false. Demonstrably false. The whole World Health Organization good Lord. It's just making stuff up. It makes you more vulnerable to COVID-19 infection. No, it doesn't. And you have no data to show that. Zero data to show that. Oh, you do? Wait, you have a link here. Ooh. What are you going to get? What does this link go to? I know what that link goes to. We're going to get there in a second. World Health Organization, again, big thread here. The tobacco industry is creating controversy and confusion about the risk of nicotine and tobacco product use and COVID-19. They are referring to the French study and the Chinese study, and now in the UK, this new study that shows smokers are underrepresented in COVID hospitalized patients. Other people are taking the data and doing a little bit more of a deep dive into it, you know? They're looking at this data and going, wow, we are scientists and we are doctors and we are men of science, and this is fascinating. Why are smokers so underrepresented? This is definitely something that we should look into. This is definitely something that will be beneficial to the world as a whole and to science as a whole. We're definitely going to look into this. And meanwhile, the World Health Organization just goes, no, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to any of them. They're just trying to confuse you. Smoking and vaping make it worse. Just listen to the World Health Organization. Don't listen to other scientists that are trying to get to the truth, that are trying to do, better the world, that are trying to get to the bottom of why smokers are underrepresented. Maybe nicotine's going to be the, like that's what she said. The miracle drug, the little miracle wonder drug that's going to help, protect us from getting COVID-19. That's what scientists are looking into. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization is going, nope, they're just lying. They're just lying. Don't listen. They're trying to confuse you. How ironic is that the World Health Organization is calling out other people going, no, they're the ones lying to you. It's them. It's not us. It's them. They're the ones lying to you. Oh, it goes on. Tobacco lobbyists have tried to manipulate COVID-19 policymaking to get tobacco shops listed as essential and offer free delivery of tobacco products to people in quarantine. Smokers likely face more severe symptoms if infected, leading to hospitalization and premature deaths. If infected. Sorry, I thought I had it on the wrong part. If infected. Smokers likely face more severe symptoms if infected. Where are all the smokers in hospital beds with COVID? They just don't exist. They're not being admitted. They're not contracting COVID. This is just more made up nonsense. If. And you know what, World Health Organization? This tweet alone just shows that the World Health Organization has no compassion. It has no understanding. The World Health Organization is pure, just moral high ground temperance movement prohibitionists. They don't want you doing much of anything. And I think it's a terrible idea to quit smoking right now. Tobacco and vape products should be essential. So should alcohol. The World Health Organization wants people who are already scared, already filled with anxiety, already in quarantine, already told to wear masks, PPE, outside, social distancing, don't touch anybody. This is a terrible disease. We're scared. The deaths are rising. We're scared. 1 million plus in the United States. You want people that are already experiencing all of this range of emotions of fear and just terror to additionally quit smoking on top of that? Smoking is probably the only way that a lot of people are coping with what's going on right now. And the idea that the World Health Organization thinks that all these people would be so much better off if you just quit smoking right now in the middle of a quarantine, right in the middle of this really stressful time. Definitely quit smoking. Tobacco, vaping, alcohol, yes, should all be essential. IMO. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit ragey here. It just happens. It just happens sometimes when you talk about the World Health Organization. I did also, when we're not done, we're not far from done here at the World Health Organization. I wanted to share this tweet from one of my favorite, just general Twitterer people. Guy Bentley over there for Reason Magazine. Here's what he posted in response to the World Health Organization. Fact. Sorry, I'm going to read this like Dwight Schrute. Fact. The Norwegian Institute of Public Health removed smoking as a risk factor for serious COVID-19 progression last week. French scientists are preparing to test the effects of nicotine on COVID-19 patients. Smokers consistently underrepresented in hospitalizations. All of those things are true, and the World Health Organization is doubling down on their bad Stanton Glantz science. Yes, their bad Stanton Glantz science. Unreal. I don't even know what to do. How do you take on the World Health Organization? You know, how do you get angry at the World Health Organization? Tweet at them, you get blocked. They just won't hear any concerns. And it's not surprise. I'm not surprised at all by that, because the World Health Organization, as we're going to read a little bit further, we're not going to get to anything else other than the World Health Organization, aren't we? Damn. Stay hydrated, hydro homies, and always keep on vaping. So before we even get deeper into all of the hogwash that is the World Health Organization, I got an article here on my iPad that I'm going to read, but we're going to do some super chats real quick. Let's just get some of these super chats, you guys. Thank you guys, everybody, seriously, so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. You know, I look forward to these streams. I love these streams, and I'm just trying to, get as much good information as I can out there. I'm going to see how many super chats I've missed. Let's see. Where did we go? Jake, Scrapwood, there you are. I was infected. I had no damn idea I had it. Best guess Doc said was about 3 weeks to a month ago. Yeah. So you had it. You had no idea. You were asymptomatic, I'm assuming, and you caught it 3 weeks to a month ago. Crazy. That's interesting. You weren't hospitalized. You weren't, you had no symptoms. You weren't hospitalized or anything. That's interesting. That's a rarity. That's a rarity. I mean, but not completely unheard of. There are smokers definitely in ICUs. There's definitely smokers who have contracted it. The argument is that they're drastically underrepresented when, like I said last week, this is really going to challenge everybody who says they follow the science. It's going to challenge every single politician, every single body part org that says we follow the science. Joe Biden has said it. Gretchen Whitmer has said it. She's said it. Oh, we follow the science. Elizabeth Warren said it. Oh, we follow the science. We follow the science. We legislate based on science. Science. I guess that's my Gretchen Whitmer. Science. You're going to have to follow the science on this. And the great thing about science is science doesn't change to suit your agenda. The science is just neutral. It's just the data. That's it. And the data doesn't change to fit your agenda, no matter how much Stanton Glantz tries to change the science to fit his agenda. Remember when Stanton Glantz set out to prove that vaping caused heart attacks? Like, that was what he set out to do. And then he just found a bunch of evidence, and I'm going to use heavy air quotes here, evidence to back up his theory that vaping caused heart attacks. And then he released a big paper, and then the American Heart Association ran with it and used it as the backbone of their hashtag quit lying campaign when they invented the term big vape. And then a few months later, turns out that whole study was just a bunch of hogwash and it had to be retracted. And so the American Heart Association kind of just quietly and silently and without any fanfare or anything just removed the study from their site, but didn't bother to correct it or put the correct information out there. They just kind of brushed it under the rug and went, shit, Stanton fucked up again. He got another study retracted. At least it wasn't sexual harassment this time. At least this time it was just bad science and nobody was actually hurt except for the smokers that he told shouldn't start vaping to begin with. Stanton Glantz. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Grimm and the Bogan Show, we have not forgotten. I know, Matt Sinister. It's going to happen. It's literally just a matter of time. Look, I'm going to be sheltering in place now until July, so woo, I got nothing but time. Nothing but time. Tom, very gracious of you. Nick, off topic. Where is your I Want to Believe X-Files poster? That's an excellent question. It does still exist. The problem is I have chosen the room of our house that is the smallest room in the house. I like having this like cozy little office. It's a tiny little office and I love it. It's all modular. I shoot video over here. I shoot video right here. I shoot video over there and it's all modular and I get to vlog and I love this tiny little office. But the downside of having a cool tiny little office is very limited amounts of wall space. Very limited amounts of wall space. So I have up what I have up now just because that's what I had up in the old office. There's some stuff I need to get framed. I want to reframe that X-Files poster. I have I believe it came from Matt Sinister, a full rad movie poster that I'm still needing to get framed. I have prints that I bought at Star Wars Celebration. JJ Lendl, I bought some of his prints, the Return of the Jedi and the Empire Strikes Back ones that I need to get framed. The problem is wall space. So you know what? Everyone, maybe throughout quarantine, I'll take down my gallery wall and we'll just put a whole bunch of new shit up and just keep it a little bit more interesting. But it's there. It exists, Tom, still. It's just I don't have a place to put it. Wesley, wow, that's very gracious of you. Love your channel. I've seen every one of your videos twice. Okay, Wesley, that is quite the statement to make there. And I'm not sure if I believe you. That means that you have watched 2,000 of my videos. If you've watched them all. No, that's even more than that. It's like I'm well over 1,000 videos now. That's crazy talk. I mean, kudos to you if you did. If you did, then you literally probably just became like GrimmGreen fan number 1. Top echelon, like, you know, heavyweight title, crown prince of all things GrimmGreen. You should know every GrimmGreen trivia question that ever has existed, and even including the ones I make up right now. I'm just kidding, Wesley. Just kidding, Wesley. So I want to read some more. In fact, hey, I'm just going to take a vape break. Can I take a vape break for a second? Let me take a quick vape break right now, and we'll just hang out in the chat for like a quick second. There's a great article I'm going to read in a second, so we're all going to tuck in and get real ragey. Get real ragey. There's always room for the X-Files, Nick. There is always room for the X-Files. In fact, the X-Files is a program that Casey and I have been wanting to rewatch recently. Wanted to rewatch it. We're rewatching Community right now because it's on Netflix. I hope everybody's watching Community because I need to talk to somebody about that show. I've been a Community fan for like 8 years and nobody has watched the show, and now it's finally on Netflix and people are watching it, and I'm like, yes, cool. I want everybody to watch Community. That's your homework. What is to watch Community. My homework right now is to vape, and I don't have any hold music, do I? Oh yeah, I do. Just a quick little intermission here. I'll have timestamps in the description. Sure, I'll have timestamps in the description. The first intermission is happening at 1 hour and 21 minutes into the stream. It's been an hour and 21 minutes? Holy crap. That's too long. That's too long. That is just way too long. So, we're going to wrap this up with one last article. One last article reading. One last article reading. X-Files poster, bring it back. I want to. You're inspiring me now. I want to. Hey, GrimmGreen, you still have your battle vest that you wore in Sweden? Damn right I do. It's going to get a new back patch soon, though. My Venom back patch is falling off, and I realize that makes it look, you know, more punk rock and more metal, but I just want a new back patch. I just want a new back patch. Reflux, baby, reflux. No symptoms at all. This is back from Jake Scrapwood. Yeah, no symptoms at all, and I'm as healthy as 6'2", 300-pound bearded trucker I can be. Yeah, damn right. that's right, the hold music. So let's read one more quick little article here. This is going to really, to me, really puts into perspective how corrupt and how awful the World Health Organization really, really is. And this is one of those things where it's okay to criticize big organizations, especially, where's the BB? Don't make me dig out the BB. Especially, I lost my train of thought. Son of a bitch. Especially nowadays, because there's this thing that's happening in the United States right now that I hate. I hate it with every fiber of my being, and that is whenever Donald Trump says something, people will just disagree with it, no matter how right it is. I hate it. It drives me insane. People are blinded by their hatred of Orange Man bad, that they can't even look at the policy, they can't even look at the legislation, they can't even look at the ideas. As correct as some of them might be, you have to look past that shit. You just have to. And I see this all the time. I see this all the time. People are getting mad at Trump. Oh, Trump hates the World Health Organization. How could he do that? World Health Organization is the World Health Organization, and Trump is just, Orange Man bad. You non-contributing nothing. You have to do a little bit of a deep dive into this. Is Donald Trump's hatred of the World Health Organization justified? Yeah. Is the hold music still on? No. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. You want me to put the hold music back on? Is that what you're asking me? You want me to put the hold music? You want me to put the hold music back on? The hold music should be off. Now it's on. Now it's off. Okay. So we're going to be reading this from the Federalist, and I am just going to read straight through this because this is like the umpteenth time I have read this today, and it just makes me insane every single time. So we're reading from the Federalist today. This is U.S. funds World Health Organization that bootlicks China with deadly results. This is written by a fellow named Tim Andrews over there at the Federalist. The coronavirus has spread throughout the world, having infected more than 100,000 people and causing more than 4,000 deaths. This was back in March when the deaths were still at around 4,000. Much higher than that now, isn't it? In the United States, we're over 1 million infected, baby. USA, USA. Officials in charge of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, and the World Health Organization have rightly received plenty of criticism about how they've managed the outbreak, with nearly 500,000 people calling on World Health Organization Director General Tedros to resign. And yep, that's a very, very real, true thing. Let's look at this. Ready? Nope. Oh. There it is. Calls for the resignation of General Tedros, whose whole name I cannot pronounce, but the petition closed, but the petition at the time of closing, look at that, over 1 million supporters, over 1 million supporters calling for the resignation of the World Health Organization Director General. Now, you mean to tell me that all of those 1 million people might have just heard Trump say something bad about the World Health Organization and then signed this? Or do you think that those 1 million people may have done a little bit of a deep dive and maybe understand a little bit of why the World Health Organization's Director General needs to resign? Also, Jerome Adams needs to resign. The reason for the World Health Organization's failure to properly act and contain the outbreak and its repeating issuing of inaccurate and bad advice is not merely the result of incompetence. Rather, the malfeasance is a direct result of the CCP deliberately buying out World Health Organization's leadership with tragic consequences. Experts have pinned the virus as starting as early as October, months before the CCP alerted the world about the risks posed by the deadly disease. Rather than addressing the issue, China arrested journalists and doctors who tried to sound the alarm. In addition, the People's Republic blocked information on social media and removed all news stories that attempted to report accurate infection numbers. The end result of this was preventable suffering, as countries were unable to take urgent action needed to respond. Yet, through all of the CPC's subfuscation and in signing preventable deaths, the World Health Organization consistently praised the CCP for its transparency and leadership, saying its actions are making us safer. To the incredulity of health professionals around the world, when finally alerted to the seriousness of the threat in January, the World Health Organization refused to declare it a public health emergency. It took until February 10th for the World Health Organization to even send an advance party to China. At the same time, World Health Organization representatives gushed praise over the regime's response, noticing the Chinese people feel protected. Heavy air quotes there. The World Health Organization continues to lavishly praise China as they continued to downplay the threat of coronavirus, taking months to classify it as a pandemic because it might spook the world further. They wanted to protect you from yourself. Scientists and patients are rightly demanding answers as to why the World Health Organization coddles dictators instead of holding them accountable and acknowledging the seriousness of the threat. The United States is the largest contributor to the World Health Organization's budget. In 2017, we sent the agency about $500 million. Ha! Unfortunately, few are willing to accept the cynical truth that the World Health Organization has let funding priorities and the personal ambitions of its leadership get in the way of sound public policy. Let me read that again for everybody that thinks that Trump is off base with his hatred of the World Health Organization. And I'm not defending Donald Trump as a person. I'm defending his position. Unfortunately, few are willing to accept the cynical truth that the World Health Organization has let funding priorities and the personal ambitions of its leadership get in the way of sound public policy. As with so many things, an understanding can be found by following the money. China worked tirelessly behind the scenes in lobbying to ensure the election of Tedros, who previously served in the governments of the Marxist and violently repressive Ethiopians' People's Revolutionary Democratic Front. This gruesome movement was responsible for gross human rights abuses such as torture, repression, and electoral fraud. During his tenure as health minister, Tedros was most known to have covered up 3 cholera outbreaks. Yeah, 3 cholera outbreaks. This is the most fascinating part to me. The Director General of the World Health Organization, when he was working for the Ethiopian Department of Public Health, had 3 cholera outbreaks, right? 3 cholera outbreaks in the country, but he refused to acknowledge them because he had spent so much time expanding medical services to all different parts of Ethiopia, and he was so proud of this that cholera couldn't have possibly happened on my watch. That's not cholera. They started calling it acute watery diarrhea. They started calling it acute watery diarrhea. They'd like, no, it's not a cholera outbreak. It's just acute watery diarrhea. Turned out to actually be cholera, but the Director General of the Director General of the World Health Organization just refused to say anything about it. Good job. Covered up 3 cholera outbreaks. So why did China push so hard for Tedros? This guy sucks. The ex-revolutionary's tenure is merely part of a broader CCP strategy to take over internal organizations to reshape the internal system to accommodate its political and economic interests. In service of this strategy, China has consistently sought to trade financial incentives for votes, offering bribes and canceling debt for countries that support them. As noted by Assistant to the U.S. President Peter Navarro, the CCP has a broad strategy to gain control over the 15 specialized agencies in the UN. China already leads 4 of the UN specialized agencies, while no other country leads more than 1. Last week, the CCP lost a bid to head the World Intellectual Property Organization, a particularly brazen attempt given China's position at the forefront of intellectual property theft. But wait, it gets better. Tedros was the perfect puppet for China because his Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front was already a patsy for the CCP. Addis Ababa, this is the capital of Ethiopia. Addis Ababa is known as the city that China built, with the CCP funding the construction of everything from the metro system to the highways and skyscrapers throughout the city, as well as the $200 million headquarters of the African Union. This degree of Chinese ownership extends throughout the country. When the Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway was built, the Export-Import Bank of China backed the project with $3.3 billion in loans, and 400 Chinese investment projects valued at more than $4 billion are already in full operation in the country. Once ushered in as Director General, Tedros quickly repaid China's support. The first day after his election, he expressed support for the Chinese Communist Party claims over Taiwan. Not long after he appointed brutal dictator Robert Mugabe, a China ally, as a goodwill ambassador, the move described by diplomats as an obvious payoff. This support was quickly reciprocated. China decided to fund a new $80 million World Health Organization Center for Disease Control in Ethiopia. China has even boasted about its almost takeover of the World Health Organization. In 2017 alone, it signed an agreement with the World Health Organization for its One Belt, One Road initiative, co-chaired the China African Health Ministers Conference, and hosted the Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation, during which the CCP pledged $8.8 billion to developing countries. I promise. This last paragraph is worth it. Worth it. The CCP's near total takeover of the World Health Organization comes at a sharp human cost. But the world is tragically now realizing, I fucked that up. I hope I didn't lose all my subscribers right now. The CCP's near total takeover of the World Health Organization comes at a sharp human cost, as the world is tragically now realizing. But despite China buying off most World Health Organization officials, the core and plurality of its funding comes from U.S. taxpayers. It's time for the United States to urgently demand World Health Organization reform before more lives are lost. Pow! I'll post a link to this in the description. Tedros is a terrible man. He is a terrible man who's at the head of the World Health Organization. So I want you, everybody, to keep that in mind when the World Health Organization starts talking about things like how e-liquid is flammable. Remember that? E-liquid's flammable, according to the World Health Organization. We did some rudimentary science to prove them wrong, but they didn't change their view. They didn't change their opinion. They kept pushing their agenda in spite of the evidence that says otherwise. We need to discredit the myth-making machine, and the Director General of the World Health Organization needs to be stripped of that title, and Jerome Adams too. You guys want to talk about vaping now? I'm just kidding. We're gonna wind this down here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so ranty. You can't see it, but there is an excessive amount of rage sweat happening right now. And this flannel shirt's not doing me any favors. Just rage sweat coming out the wazoo. It just makes me so upset to see opportunistic people like this continue to push their agenda in spite of the overwhelming science to the contrary. Vaping's going to change the world. Vaping's going to change the world, and I don't care who stands in the way. Don't care. World Health Organization, you're going to stand in the way of vaping, then I'm going to have a problem with you. Center for Disease Control, you're going to stand in the way of vaping, I'm going to have a problem with you. Gavin Newsom, you're going to stand in the way of vaping, I'm going to have a problem with you. Every smoker in the world deserves to get to quit smoking the way that we got to quit smoking, which is the best way known to man in the history of time. Can I get a hell yeah? All right, maybe that was a little bit too loud. So we're going to wrap this up. We've been going quite a long time here, and we're going to finish this off with some super chats. But always be skeptical. Always be skeptical of anything the World Health Organization says. Everything that the World Health Organization says. Okay, let's wrap this up with Matt Sinister. Nick, I don't think Trump knows or cares if a policy is good or bad. He only cares about his TV ratings. Also, Macho Man elbow drop that like button. Yeah. If you guys are here, just hit that like button. That would really appreciate me. That would really help me out a lot. I appreciate that. I've been dealing with YouTube demonetizing your videos and not showing them to people, and they don't come up in the search results, and YouTube just kind of buries my videos now. And like, it's whatever, it's fine. To me, I don't care. It's never been about subscribers or views. All I've ever cared about is getting people off of cigarettes. That's all I've ever cared about. And I don't even have the ability to do that because YouTube won't show my videos to any smokers. It's infuriating. It's completely infuriating. And you know what, Matt Sinister? I don't know. Does he know about his policy? Does he care about his policy? I like to think, just for the sake of my own sanity, that he does care a little bit. I know he cares about TV ratings, and this is what happens when you sensationalize literally everything. Is we end up in 2020 with a Biden-Trump ticket. Amash. My vote will be for Amash. I wish he was a little bit more moderate, but I will be voting for Justin Amash this November. Tim J., very gracious of you. Trump stopped all money to World Health Organization and no flavor ban. Trump stopped all money to the World Health Organization and stopped the flavor ban. Yeah, look, people don't get past, people can't get past Orange Man bad to see him for anything else. His policies, no matter good or bad, I think that's what people should be focused on. It goes the same way with any politician. I don't know. I don't want to go on a political rant. That's not what this is for. I'm here to talk about vaping. I'm here to talk about how terrible organizations are affecting vaping and how people like the World Health Organization are actively keeping people smoking. Actively keeping people smoking. Nick, can I get a hell yeah, me at work? What? Can I get a hell yeah, me at work? Loud, oh, hell yeah. You want another hell yeah? I don't know if I can get another hell yeah out of my throat. That was an intense hell yeah. That was my best Stone Cold impression. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. How about that? Is that Rage Sweat brewing? Southern Comfort? It's not just brewing. It is flowing. It is flowing like the salmon of Capistrano. So, all right. Oh, I just got a notification that I am supposed to be flying to Germany today to go to the Hall of Vape Expo in Stuttgart, Germany. So, that's where I'm at right now. Cool, man. All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I got through everything I mostly wanted to get through. I didn't get to talk about Instagram. I didn't get to talk about social media and things like that. I don't know. I really wanted to. Maybe we'll do another stream this week. I don't know. You know what? I'm in such a weird mood. All my shit's up in the air right now. You never know. You never know when I'm going to start streaming. Actually, the next time I'll be streaming is at 4:30 on Thursday afternoon for the vlog. Would love to see you all there, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. You guys, thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming out for Tuesday Bro Tuesday. I'm trying to keep everybody as informed as possible. If you guys run across anything that you think, oh shit, that should be in Tuesday Bro Tuesday, just send it on over to me. I'd love to see it. Nick@GrimmGreen.com. You can hit me up. I try my best to reply to every email I get. It's literally an impossible task, but I'll try my best. We're just going to take this out here, and we're just going to read a few more super chats while we end this stream. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Really appreciate it. It's Newbie, very gracious of you. Hey, Grimm, I've been watching your vids for years. Whenever I've wanted a cig, I happen to see a vid of yours, and it brought me right back. Been cig-free for 8 years. Thanks for fighting the good fight. Fuck yeah, Newbie. I love that, bro. I love that. You're always welcome back. The vape world, you know what? This is my opinion. Gates open, come on in. If you're a smoker, welcome. Not a smoker? Shit, welcome. Everybody welcome. Ranger Rusty. This election is a repeat of 2016. Voting for the less of two evers. Oh my God, Ranger Rusty, you're speaking to my heart. This election is a repeat of 2016. Voting for the lesser of two evils is still a vote for evil. Yes. And it's like, this time it's not even like the lesser of two evils. It's like the lesser of two like wicked evils. I feel like we're getting fucked no matter who we vote for, which is why I'm voting for Justin Amash. Sorry, I'm not trying to get political. This isn't a political thing. I don't like divisive topics. I don't like dividing people on politics. Here's what I'll say. I'm a freedom guy. Vote your hopes. Vote your hopes. Vote for the candidate that best represents you and your hopes. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now, you guys. I always say that. I'm only going to wrap this up, and like I said, I'll have links to everything in the description. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, even though we had to use crap cam McGarbage cam. I appreciate you guys sticking around. And yeah, I think we're going to end this Tuesday Bro Tuesday. I'll see you guys Thursday, 4:30 p.m. And I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for another Tuesday Bro Tuesday. These are always available on GrimmGreen.com if you can never find them. The podcast version is available over there on GrimmGreen.com as well. I edit the podcast version down so there's no, dead air, and I adjust the volumes and I add the bumpers, and it's more of a finished podcast. It's not just the stream in an audio form. I actually do edit it and tighten it up so that it's a nice little podcast there. But let's end this with this super chat from Victor. Been watching for years. Keep doing what you do. Also, happy birthday to Victor. Happy birthday to Victor. Happy birthday to Victor. Happy birthday, dear Victor. Happy birthday to you, Victor. Cheers. This is for you. Just vape my own tank in your honor. It's good. So, like I said, thank you guys seriously so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. You don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something. Let's get involved. Peace. Oh, all right. You don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something. Nothing but love for you guys. Be excellent to each other. Okay, now peace. Nope. Well, I really messed that up. Bye, guys.